moving into the NFL now, let's talk about an NFL season that, whether it's actual football or fantasy football, the playoffs are right around the corner, and you have some teams that are basically already out of contention and are losing left and right, and you have teams that are fighting and jockeying for position. Thursday Night Football is one of those games where both teams are kind of fighting and jockeying for position, with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings. Pittsburgh just got a big win last week, moved them above 500 with a win over Baltimore. And the Minnesota Vikings, they're coming off of a 2-game losing streak right now. They're sitting in second in the NFC North, but they're not entirely dead. Brett, this is going to be an interesting game, but as we know, primetime Kirk Cousins doesn't show up. And Pittsburgh has a little bit of momentum with that win over the Ravens last week, so I'm going to take the Steelers on the money line, even though they're on the road here, plus 140.
Yeah, I also think Minnesota being beat up coming into this game, Higgins, probably going to be without both Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook in this one. Would probably help your Pittsburgh side there and keep the Kirk Cousins primetime narrative, taking away two of his top weapons.
Away underdogs on the spread, though, they've been fantastic. They've won 59% this year, Brett. So if you're not as ambitious as I am to go for Pittsburgh on the money line, that plus 3, that's very enticing as well. Shifting into Sunday, though, there's some interesting games. Another matchup of some postseason implications in terms of the NFC East. We got the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. Dallas, this is kind of me hedging one of my NFL futures I took earlier in the year, Brett. I took Dallas under 9 wins. They have 8 wins on the season. I'm taking Dallas minus 4.5 to win and cover against the Washington football team. And that's me just saying I'm wrong with that future that I took, and I'm trying to make some of that money back.
All right. Well, Higgins, you can find me on the NFC South battle between the Falcons and the Panthers here. Both teams 5-7 right now, Higgins. I just believe in the Falcons more than I believe in the Panthers, so getting the 2.5 points, I don't really care that it's a road game. I feel like, the Falcons have come through as underdogs a lot this year. They kind of win these ugly games, and Higgins, Falcons-Panthers just screams ugly games. So give me the Falcons plus 2.5 here on the road.
I would agree with that pick, but I think that's a stay-away game for me for two teams that, to me, are outside of the playoff talk, really, so I'm going to stay away from some of those games that are teams that aren't really looking at much for these next few weeks.
Yeah, and then the other game I'm going to be on, Higgins, in the AFC North, Ravens take on the Browns. I'm pretty sure the Browns coming off a bye week for this one, so that's a good spot for Cleveland. I'm just going to say talent wins out here, and I'd rather have Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh over, Baker Mayfield, and I think it's, what's his name, Stefanski? Is he Kevin Stefanski?
Kevin Stefanski,
yeah. I drew a blank there. I was a little confused, but I nailed it. How about that? So
stuck to dismount.
Yeah, so give me the old Cleveland Browns over the new Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, plus 2.5, actually. I just need them to lose by 2 or less, Higgins.
Yeah, Brett, we talked about this game a few episodes ago when they played at Baltimore, because Cleveland had to travel to Baltimore, then they had their bye, and now they're hosting Baltimore. And what we kind of talked about last time was Baltimore was probably going to win that one, but maybe coming off the bye, Cleveland could put something better together. Cleveland has still just been a mess, though. I looked at this line long and hard. I'm leaning Cleveland money line, but I don't know. After Baltimore lost to Pittsburgh there, They should be coming back focused here, and Cleveland has a lot to get ready for here.
Yeah, and I still think our analysis from a few episodes ago is probably correct, Higgins. I would expect Cleveland to play better in this football game, but I'm backing Lamar Jackson as an underdog, which I feel like you don't get to do very often in the NFL. So I'm just going to take advantage of that opportunity. But that's not to say you and I were crazy in thinking Cleveland, having the fresh game film, having the week off to get healthy, playing the home game here, Higgins wouldn't have some sort of advantage. I'm subscribing to the theory, Higgins, and maybe you've heard players make plays, and Lamar Jackson, he's a player.
And as we saw last week, Baltimore lost by just 1 point because they tried to go for 2 in a crucial situation. Your plus 2.5 here would cover that type of scenario, and Baltimore does go back to those analytics time and again. They're not ashamed of that play that they decided to go for against Pittsburgh, and I don't blame them. But one other NFL game, though, I do want to talk about before we get out of here, and it's just because the Green Bay Packers individually are the best NFL team against the spread this season. They are 10-2. However, they are hosting the Chicago Bears on Sunday night, and although Aaron Rodgers says he owns that team, this is the largest spread that they have going on. I don't know if I can side with the Bears, but I think this is gonna be a stay away for me.
Yeah, I'm not on this game, Higgins. I expect Green Bay to probably cover this, but 12.5 is a big number in the NFL. Anything can happen late. And look, Justin Fields going to be back in there for Chicago. Kind of said all the right things. Said he learned a little bit from being on the sidelines, seeing things from a different perspective. So hopefully, he plays a little bit better. Maybe the coaching staff there draws up a game plan that can favor some of his skill sets, and this one could be close, but I'm with you. I'm not going to be on this game.
December game in Lambeau, though. Hard to fade Green Bay. I think it's just a stay away. Brett, let's shift